Okay, so in this video, I want to follow up on what I did in the last one, which was getting started with redesign. And the main thing was getting a plan. So in this video, we're going to talk about, okay, Kathy, I've got a plan. Now what? Okay, here's the main thing. It is not going to be something that gets printed and bound and sits on a shelf. I cannot stand that. And I think most people are the same way. We don't like being in meetings for the sake of meetings. We don't like being in things for the sake for like we said that we were going to do them. What I refer to this as is the illusion of change, that we're going to do all of this stuff and then we're going to document it and then, yay, let's just go back to what we were doing. No, okay? We're not doing this for optics. We made a plan with the idea of actually putting it into place. But how do you do that? Again, I'm overviewing something that is complex, okay? This is like, how do you build a house? You know, like I'm giving you the broad strokes of what you need to do. But some of these things are the tips I'm going to give you are super useful and simple and things that we do them day in and day out in my business. And I don't even think about them. But then I start thinking, I'm like, oh, that's why we get things done and get things done so quickly. Okay. Because we are consistently quick, still thoughtful, very thoughtful, but we get things done. How do we do that? Okay. So one of the things is you have to get a timeline and you have to hold yourself to it. You have to have accountability that this is the timeline. So this is the semester that we are going to, let's say, implement co-requisites. Okay. Which co-requisites at which level, how many, blah, blah, blah. We have to have that in mind. We have to have in mind, when are we measuring it? When are we scaling it? All of it. But you have to give yourself a timeline in that plan, and then you have to hold yourself to it. And everybody has to be communicated, this is what we're doing. So a lot of times this is really helpful when you have administrators that say, look, we didn't just do this to do it. This wasn't an exercise. We came up with this and we all agreed on it. We may not love every single aspect of it, but we worked until we found something we could all agree on. Now we're going to actually do it. So that means someone has to be minding the store. You've got to have someone. Sometimes we do this for schools, but I love it when we can have someone internal that can be kind of what I call their engine or their catalyst, that their person that keeps it going, because someone has to be doing that. Okay, someone has to be saying, what's the big timeline? Where are we at in this? And be looking at the big picture as well as the small aspects as well. That matters, because here's what happens if you don't. Okay, so, and this is what I see schools do all the time. They don't have a determined timeline. They're like, we think we're going to try changing our placement like next summer. So maybe we need to talk about it this fall. And then this fall rolls around, we're like, oh, we're so busy. I guess we'll work on it in the spring. Before you know it, another year's passed. And that is the typical way things go. That does not work. Okay, you've got to have a timeline that you're going to hold yourself accountable to it. And you've got to have someone who is holding you accountable. And again, like I said, I love that when it is an internal person. So not necessarily someone like me from the outside, but someone on the inside that is going to be at the school long after whoever is helping them with the redesign leaves and has ownership over it. That could be an administrator, it can be staff, it can be faculty, whoever. But they have to be the one that is saying, where are we with things? Do we need more help with this? Like, are we struggling with something? We do this often in our business. We'll look at like a process or some particular project we're doing or whatever. And we're like, we keep having hiccups with that. What is it that we need to do? What do we need to step back and just assess what's going on with that? And so that might be what you need to look at. It's like, you might be like, hey, we keep getting stuck where we can't get data and then we can't make decisions and it just kind of clogs up the whole process. Maybe not only are a lot of times your institutional research folks super busy, because they are, but maybe they need specific training in certain tools. There's some really awesome tools that are available for institutional researchers, but not everybody uses them every day. And it's the same way with all of us. There's so much technology available, but we don't have time to learn it. So sometimes maybe you just need some more training in this aspect. Sometimes you need some problem solving in a particular aspect, whatever. But you've got to have someone, as I often say, who's minding the store. That's the reality of it. Pick a timeline, have someone who's going to manage it, and really stick to it. And if you do that, you can make a tremendous amount of change in, count it, 2 years. It's funny, I look back on so many different projects I've worked on, and the amount of things that I was able to do in different 2-year chunks is unbelievable. And I'm not going, yay, Kathy. That's not my point with that. My point is it's possible. There's nothing special about what I'm doing, except that those things are really important to me, so I really focus on them. If you do that same thing and put that level of focus to a particular thing that you want to see at your college or your university change, you can do so much in 2 years. And the thing to remember is that 2 years is going to pass anyway. Do you want to have made the change, or do we want to be in the same boat? We're like, there's another meeting and we still need to do that, but we just never get around to it. There's never time. There's never going to be time. There's never a right time. There's never enough time. You have to make time. That's the way it is. And it's not fun. And it's like anything that we want, like if you're working on a degree or you're trying to get fit or whatever, or if you're trying to, grow your family, you have to make it a priority and then commit to working on it, even when it gets tough, because it will. So these are some ideas I wanted to share with you that we use. I mean, there's so many other things too, getting organized, I'll give you another little quick tip before I end today. Get yourself a common Google Drive, or at your college, if you want to use whatever your learning management system is, but get a common electronic hub that you will all use and have a core team of people that is going to be working on your redesign. When we work with schools, one of the first questions we ask is, who's your core team? Okay, once you tell us who they are, when we get their names, their emails, their roles, all of it, we have that ready to go. We have electronic places that we have that are for our schools to use. We try to get them out of their email because, email is just like a dead zone. Things just go to die there if your email is like mine. So we try to get them out of that and try to get them on an electronic hub. There's so many different things you can use, and there's most things out there are free, but get your presence of the project in one place that everybody has to reference and that you will go back to and that you will use. Things just like that. It also, what it does is, if you do something like that, it kind of gives like, oh, this is official. This is real. We wrote it down. This is what we're doing. And one of the things you can do is you can post your plan, and you can be like, hey, we need to look at the plan. Where are we at with things? Who's doing what? It just makes it more tangible and real. And those are the things that are going to contribute to success. That's little things, but boy, do they make a big difference if you do them consistently. All right. I hope that helps some. If you ever have questions about redesign, shoot me an email, kalmy@almyeducation.com. And that's ALMY, not the extra A, like the makeup. All right. I'll see you next time.